Here is my 100% factual hero tier list for BTD6 that everyone should agree with. Quincy is good for the early game, he does good damage for how cheap he is, but he lacks mob and ceramic damage and doesn't have much pierce. For that, he is a C for me. Ezili is a very good late game hero that can solo the bad, has great mob damage, and can see camos from level 1, but her super weak early game makes her hard to use, so I'm going to put her in B. Pat is an absolute beast and my favorite hero, so this might be a bit biased, but his ability to give other towers more damage and stun or knockback balloons makes him crazy strong. He does struggle against fast balloons because of his limited range, but that isn't going to stop me from awarding him the S tier status. Gwendolin is pretty strong. She starts off okay, but ramps up late game, especially with her fire boosting other monkeys. Additionally, Molotov and Firestorm are great abilities. She really only struggles against purples and camos, but those are easy to overcome, and overall, I'd put her in A tier. Someone has to take the F tier, and I'm not going to say this gentleman. It's Oben. He is super easy to use and arguably the best early game hero, but everything else about him is super lackluster. His only good strat is pop plus druids, and I'm going to come out and say it. Gwendolin is better than he is with the druids. Striker Jones is very strong if you lean into his synergies with maulers and mortars, but I don't like mauler spamming, so I'm going to body him and put him in C. Benjamin is amazing. I really don't know what else to say about him. He can be the best hero in every game mode except for chimps, and for that, I'm going to put him in S tier. Churchill is very powerful and does tons of damage to mobs and ceramics, but he has some huge drawbacks, like costing a ton and leveling up slowly. For those reasons, I'm out. C tier. Sai is incredible. They can solo rounds 95 through 99 on some maps and can make advanced maps pretty easy. Sai does start off pretty weak, but ramps up late game, especially on harder maps where they level up faster. I'm going to put him in A tier. Adora is C to me. She struggles in the mid game, especially if you don't power level her with sacrifices. But she is arguably one of the best free play heroes in the game, so I can't put her too low. Brickell is one of my favorite heroes, and even with that, I'm putting her in B tier. She is incredibly useful on water-heavy maps where she can make the most of her abilities, but her main attack doesn't scale well with rounds, so I can't put her any higher. Etienne is amazing. He does struggle early, but makes up for it by providing global camo detection and eventually a permanent UCAV. His mid to late game utility and popping power earn him a spot near the top and either deserves S or the tippy top of A. Finally, we have Sada. She's incredibly map dependent because she has almost no range, and I honestly shouldn't even rank her because of this. But her sheer damage output combined with the ability to pop any type of balloon deserves the S rank. On certain maps, she can carry all by herself. But that is my hero tier list for BTD6. Let me know if I should change any of these rankings.